Shalom, Ahab wa Baraka. First and foremost, I'm already facing the east for this class. Kal halala Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rukwakadash. Double honors to all of the apostles, the prophets, and the teachers that are bringing out this 100% truth. Salutations to the 1/3 hopeful elect. Shalom Akyah, Akyam. All right, today we're gonna go right into we're just gonna keep destroying those 501c3 camps and Christian churches. That's all there is to it. That's what I'm in the mood for right now, so that's what I'm gonna do. In fact, that's what the spirit that was put on me is. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, KJV. I want to see if I'm looking to see if this is where I want to start today. Yes, it's exactly where I want to start. All right, so I'll go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, and I'm going to read verse 5, and then we're going to go into the class, because let's just get it. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. Wherefore cometh envy. Whoops, sorry. Let me start again. Perverse disputings of men and corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. Destitute of the truth. To be destitute of the truth means to reject. So they reject the truth. Supposing that gain is godliness. From such, withdraw thyself. So it's telling you, for all of you fake camps out there that think just because you, I'm going to stay on IUIC. They got $100 million in the bank, and they think that that's a blessing. Gain isn't godliness unless you're in the truth. But you guys are clearly, you're destitute of the truth. You rejected it, or you wouldn't have a 501c3 to start with. But let's keep going. Let's get into the class. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 28, KJV. We're going to start it from the top. A Psalm of David. All right. Yeah, let's get it. Unto thee I will cry, O Yahweh, my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. So if the Most High isn't dealing with you, what do they consider you? Dead in spirit. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands towards the holy oracle, towards thy holy oracle. Draw me not away with the wicked and the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. See, this is a big problem. You're speaking peace, but we know, because it's starting to show, the signs of your corruption are coming to the surface. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the works of their hands. Render to them their desert. So it's saying if they're working evil works with their hands, repay them for their evil works. Give them their render them their desert, or their reward. Give them their reward for being wicked. Because I regard not the works of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them, not building them up. Like I told you, just because you have a bunch of money in the bank doesn't mean you were built up by Yahweh. If you took a 501c3, you didn't get the money from the Most High. You got it from a deal you made with the government. It's a 501c3 grant. It is a grant. That's why you're not allowed to teach certain things in the scripture when you have the grant. That's why they're telling you to teach the MOTB right now, saying it's sin, it's an embargo, it's the white woman, it's this, it's that. It can be anything, I noticed, except for what it really is, which is in Revelation 13 and 16. It says mark. When you go into the into the Greek, the word mark is charagma. Oh, that doesn't mean subdermal implant. Yes, it does. When you do the etymology, real, mology, meaning, when you do the real meaning of the word, it means to have a foreign object placed under your skin. Now, it goes in the forehead or the hand. We know that. So, they don't teach that. They teach sin, embargo. It's only talking about it's only talking about nations. It's not talking about individual people. Where's the forehead of a nation? Where's the right hand of a nation? See, it's lies. These lies, that corruption is, it's coming to the surface, drawing not away with the wicked and the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. You keep lying, the Most High is coming to get you already. You might have gone already too far. Give them after the works of their hands. Render to them their desert. You just remember, you did this. When you get your judgment, remember who judged you and why they judged you. And remember who earned that judgment. Because they regard not the works of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them and not build them up. Let's go over to the book of Luke. Luke chapter 12, KJV. I had a precept for this. I forgot where I was going to say it, so bear with me. I'm getting it though. Let's go down to verse 15. And he said unto them, take heed, beware of covetousness, for man's life consisteth not in abundance of the things which he possesseth. Like I said, don't think that a great abundance is a blessing. It's not. A great abundance, when you got it righteously, when you didn't sit there and corrupt your mind or corrupt people around you to get it, when you get things wickedly, it's not from Yahweh. When you receive blessings, those are from Yahweh. And it's okay to be rich. Man can be rich, but it's how did you get that? How did you get to that point? So if you had to do it corrupt, then you know that if you had to be corrupt, then you know that it wasn't from Yahweh. In fact, the word covetous, it means worldly gain, not seeking the Most High. So if you're a covetous person, you're receiving worldly gain, not seeking the Most High. So he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, worldly gain without seeking the Most High. For man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things which he possesseth. In fact, I'm pretty sure it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, then all things shall be added unto you. So there's no reason to worry about an abundance, because it's already going to be there if you're doing what Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai ordained you to. In other words, following his instructions. Okay, let's go over to the book of 1 John. 1 John chapter 2, KJV. And we're going to go down to verse, let me see. Yep, let's go to verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. If they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that there were not of us, that they were not all of us. So we're all Israelites, is what it's saying. All these are Israelites, But these Israelites went out and started teaching false doctrine and were very covetous. They were more into worldly gain. You see what I'm saying? They went out of us, but they're from us, but not of us. So they weren't about teaching the truth. So if they were of us and they would still continue with us, they would stay in the truth. They wouldn't have taken the 501c3 grant, which is a money bag, which means that you can't teach the truth anymore. And anybody that studies on a regular basis would know that. Shalom Akim, Shalom. Let's keep going. Like I said, they went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out, that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. So, in other words, they learned the same doctrine. They're saying, but when they went out, they got how would you say it? The worries of the world and the want of riches choked the word out of them. Let's go over to the book of Romans. Romans chapter 16, KJV. In Romans 16 and, yep, that's right, 17. Now, I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. Stay away from them. Don't go in their congregation. Don't buy their precept package. Don't wear their t-shirts. Don't do anything with them. Avoid them at all costs. This is a life or death situation we're in right now. People don't realize how close it is to the return of our Father. They think, oh, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. Don't worry about it. It's happening right now in front of our faces. Wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, storms at diverse places. Everybody's coming in the name of Christ, saying that Christ is over here, Christ is over there. They're trying to deceive the very elect. What isn't happening? What part of the prophecy isn't happening? And it's all working according to Yahweh's plan, so it's perfect. Let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 3. Amos, chapter 3, KJV. We're going to go right to verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? So I just told you, I beseech you, brethren, mark those which cause divisions and offenses, and avoid them. And right here it's telling you, if they're not saying, if they're not in the same truth as you, you're just going to end up in an argument, and you're always going to be at odds with each other, disagreeing. That's just the way it works. Let's go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, KJV. Why is it going this? I didn't have, see, this is what I'm talking about, man. Nobody fucking said that. All right. Zephaniah, chapter 3. I'm going to start from the top, honestly. I got to start from the top with this. Woe, total and utter destruction. That's what the word woe means in the Bible. Total and utter destruction to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressed city. This is talking about Israel, okay? Israel's filthy, it's polluted, it's the oppressed city. She is talking about Israel. So every time you hear she right now, it's actually Israel. She obeyed not the voice. She received not the correction. She trusted not in Yahweh. She drew not near to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. And you know what? Evening wolves. A symbol of evil spirits and demons controlled by the evil one. So when it's talking about the evening wolves, let me say it again. The evening wolves are a symbol of evil spirits and demons controlled by the evil one. Also in that same definition, it mentions Rome. What laws are we under right now? If you go to the Black's Logbook, you can look it up for yourself and see that the Black's Law is all Roman laws. So America is literally Rome with a different, just rebranded. If that's how it would be the, I'm not going to get too far into that. It'll be a whole different class. So let's just keep going with where we're at. Let's go to Zephaniah. Like I said, we'll read it again. Woe unto her that is filthy and polluted, the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice. She received not correction. She trusted not in Yahweh. She drew not near to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So in other words, when it says she, like I told you, it's talking about Israel. Israel wouldn't follow the instructions at all. In fact, let's go to, let's just read it. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. Like I told you, that is a symbol of evil spirits and demons controlled by the evil one, or Rome. So her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. The judges are you know who the judges are. And they got 501c3s and they work for the oppressor. They gnaw not at the bone till the morrow. 4. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. Okay, the reason why I'm saying that they've done violence to the law is because they won't follow the laws. And then, if you have this 501c3, so neat, they teach against the law now. They have to teach you against the law, and that's according to the 501c3 contract. They can't teach the 100% truth, then there's no truth in you. If you have to teach 50% truth, that means half the time you're lying. Let's jump around some more. Wait, let's read one more. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So you're gonna get judged. You know what? Even when I came to the truth, for the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, it was like I was still in the world, honestly, because I was still suffering from the judgment of the world. I had to get completely out of that worldly mindset and lifestyle before the judgment could actually stop. And that's all there is to it. I mean, I've been to hell and back so far. But I refused to go back into worldliness, even if I had to suffer the curses for the rest of my life. And I think that's when the curses actually stopped. Is when I was willing to accept those curses because I deserved them. Is when the Most High said, okay, he's starting to understand something now. He's starting to understand it. Let's keep going. The just Lord is in the mindset thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. His judgment will not fail. But the unjust knoweth no shame. So, let's jump over to that's it on that. So we're going to move on to the book of Jude. Jude, chapter 1 KJV. Jude only has 1 chapter, so. And we're going to jump down to verse 11. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain. They ran greedily. They ran greedily after the error of Balaam for the reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. So, you guys remember who Korah was? Korah tried to go against Moses, and he gathered together 250 men. And those 250 men, they decided that Korah should be the leader of Israel and that Moses should actually step down. So what happened is Moses said, if you die a regular death like a normal person, I'm no prophet. And after he finished saying that, what happened to Korah and his 250 men? The earth opened up and swallowed up those men. So spiritually, when the earth is swallowing you up, it means that you were in the truth and you went back to worldliness. Now you're covetous. Now you want, now you're greedy. You want the things that weren't for us. You want the things of the world. So now you're a part of the world. You find yourself back in the world that way. So, verse 12. These are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds are they without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit wither, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. If you have no fruit and your fruit's withered, it's saying that you're dead in spirit and that you have nothing to offer the children of Israel. The fruit that you offer is it's no good. It's shameful, honestly. Let's keep going. Raging waves of the sea, foaming out of their mouths, foaming out their own shame. Wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. So you're not on the narrow path if this lines up with you. If this is your life, even though you're in denial of it, if this doesn't line up, if this lines up, you're on your way to hell. You're on your way to how would you say it? Dying that horrific death according to Scripture. You're building it up for yourself. The Most High ain't doing it to you. He gave you instructions. You didn't follow them. Let's keep going. And Enoch also, seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, Yahweh cometh with 10,000 of his saints. Even Enoch prophesied about these days, and all you fake camp leaders. Yahweh's coming to get you. Let's keep going. Let's read a couple more. To execute judgment on all. What I tell you, he's coming to get you. And to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Oof, one more. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons and admirations because of advantage. What's the advantage? The glitz, the glamour. Wow, they're so admirable. I can see all of their great blessings. But if you could see all their great blessings, well then, 1 Timothy, no, we're not going to go back there again yet. But yeah, we are. 1 Timothy 6 and 5, KJV. So, let's read it. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. You're admiring them because you could see that they look like, oh, he's rich. I could see it, man. He must be blessed. But supposing that gain is godliness. From such, withdraw thyself. So when these people have all these great things and they think that they're righteous because they have a bunch of stuff that they got from a 501c3 grant, which has nothing to do with the power of the Spirit, separate yourself. Romans 15 and 16. 16 and 17, I mean. Separate yourself. Just stay away from these types of people. Stay away from the whole camp. We've got the books. We've got all of the knowledge. You don't need someone else to tell you what to do. You study with people, and you go home and you study it again for yourself. You always get a second opinion through your own scriptures. That's how you do it. Let's jump around some more. Ephesians chapter 4, KJV. We're going to jump down to 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. So what are they doing? They're lying to you. They're waiting for you to show up. They're practicing the lie. They've got a whole precept package to make the lie good. That way everybody's in the same lie, so it seems like the truth. But it's not. It's not. Let me read it again. Ephesians 4 and 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about of every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Yes, I will go to James and get the precept to that. James chapter 1, KJV. Jumping down to verse 6. But let him ask in faith, not wavering, for he that wavereth is like the waves of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of Yahweh. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So that goes right back to the MOTB being an embargo. And MOTB can only be countries. It's not individual people. The MOTB is sin. If they force you to take the MOTB, you can repent. None of that's in the scripture. All those are lies. Anyway, let's go to Titus. Remember, a double-minded man, unstable in all of his ways. So let's go to Titus real quick. Titus chapter 3, KJV. Titus chapter 3, starting from the top. Put them in mind to be subject to the principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work. Every good work. To speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. And it means, like, when you're showing meekness, it means that you have been given a mission by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and you will not turn from him. It also means to be a certain type of gentleness, but really it means not veering from the left to the right, going to here to there, but staying on the path of Yahweh that he put you on. So to not turn from it no matter what they do to you, that's being meek also. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. So we've all been there. We all came from the same place. Nobody was born in the truth. So when you see people that are clearly going off, have patience with them the same way Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai had patience with you. Okay? But let's keep going. Verse 4. You know what? Let's skip up to verse 9. That's where we're going to get to the get a few more points. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is a heretic after the first and the second admonition. Let me say it right. After the first or second admonition, reject. So I did say it right. Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. So he is tearing himself down. And it says, avoid strivings about the law. They're unprofitable and vain. But the problem with that is that if people are clearly lying to you on purpose, you have to tell the truth. So it becomes debate thy cause. Why are you lying to these people? They're bold-faced lying. And they know it. That's the scary part. Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. So you're literally tearing yourself down. You're going into the everlasting darkness instead of the everlasting light. I just don't understand how somebody could get this kind of truth and play with it like that. It don't make sense. This is one of the most powerful books this is the most powerful book in the universe. This is the never-ending story. And we live it. And some of us are lucky enough to understand it. And it's crazy that some of those people that understand it would take a bag and go against it just to be rich and covetous in a worldliness. You want to be covetous, worldly gain, not seeking the Most High. That's just straight covetousness. Let's move on. Let's move away from that. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, KJV, chapter 3. Jeremiah, chapter 3, KJV. Starting at verse 6. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done? She, like I said, she, now you understand that when it's saying she, it is actually referring to Israel. She, where was I? Oh yeah, there it is. She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot. She's gone out and she's worshiping false gods. And I don't understand why anybody in Israel would want to worship the God of another nation, because when they go to do their sacrifices, Israel's the sacrifice. It's been that way since the beginning of time. They've never wanted us to exist because the Most High chose us. So they're highly jealous of our rank in the kingdom. We're the highest ranking people and they're the lowest. Of course they want to take us out. Let me keep going. 7. And I said, after she has done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not. So even though Israel's going off, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai said, just come back. And we were like, oh, hell no. Nope, nope. Did not do that, did we? We did not do that. So, turn back to me. But she returned not, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it. So we're talking about the northern kingdom going off. Southern kingdom's watching the northern kingdom go off. Let's see what happened. And I saw, when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and had given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. So after seeing everything that happened to the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom did it, not even being scared about it after seeing the consequences of it. Let me prove it. Verse 8. And I saw when for all the cause whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce, yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not. Ooh, what'd I tell you? But went and played the harlot also. So she went and did the same damn thing that the northern kingdom was doing after they know that the northern kingdom got judged for it. Let me keep going. And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks. And Where is it? Let's look it up. I want to tell you guys, because I looked it up this morning when I taught my kids, and with stones and with stocks, that's where we were at. Now I gotta find it. There it is, 9. So we're gonna go ahead and get the definition for stocks. What's the biblical definition for stones and stocks in the Bible? I had it. I thought I had it. There it is. What's the biblical definition of stocks? There it is. An instrument of punishment consisting of 2 beams. Worshipping stones and stocks. To be I'm looking for one that I found. I was just looking for the other definition. That's where we're going to go with, I guess. So, it's a torture device. So, let's go back over to verse 9 again. Read it again. And it came to pass, through the lightness of her whoredoms, she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks. So, they had stones. That would literally represent graven image and worshiping false gods. Verse 12. Go and proclaim these words towards the north and say, Return, O backsliding Israel, saith Yahweh. I will not cause mine anger to be fall upon you. So he's saying, if you come back now, I won't be mad. Just come back. Just come back. Return to the laws, the statutes within the laws, the direct commands, according to your knowledge and your ability. Okay? So let's read it again. Go and proclaim these words towards wait, I'm sorry. Verse 10. And yet for all this her treacherous sister Judah had not turned unto me with her whole heart, but friendly, I don't even know how to say that either. Fingly, saith the Lord. So let's look it up. Jeremiah chapter 3, KJV, Blue Letter Lexicon. You guys know I don't really like to use the lexicon very often, but sometimes you just have to. Let's go to verse 9, 10, 11, 12. There it is. I found it. Let's find out what that word means. Let's see if I can actually pronounce it correctly too. H8267. Oh my gosh. It's shakir, lie, deception, disappointment, falsehood. Lie, deception, disappointment, falsehood, deceit, fraud, wrong. Testify falsely. You 501c3 camps, that's the one we're going to use right there. To testify falsely, or self-deceived prophets. Ooh, self-deceived. Why? Because you took a bag and you thought you could get away with it and we weren't going to see all of your wickedness come to the surface. You've got to be joking. You've got to be joking. Let's keep going. Let's go back to it. Verse 11. And Yahweh said unto me, the backsliding Israel hath justified herself more than treacherous Judah. So, to justify yourself, you believe you're right in what you're doing. That's why you would make a point to say anything. You believe in yourself. You believe your own vain imagination. So, let's keep going. And proclaim these words towards the north, saying, return, O thou backsliding Israel, saith Yahweh, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you. For I am merciful, saith Yahweh, I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against Yahweh, thy God, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree. And ye have not obeyed my voice, saith Yahweh. And when it gets into going under the green trees and in the groves, that's where they were first worshiping. And where your original Christianity was literally when they would go into the groves. Not this book, where the Christians are Barnabas and Simeon. I'm talking about people calling themselves Christians these days. Well, before, what they were doing was they were out hiding out in the groves, worshiping goddesses of fertility, and Baal and Ashtoreth. And Ashtoreth is a plural title for goddesses of fertility, so more than one. Anyway, so let's go to 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you. I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. So right away, you know, one of a city, two out of a family. Ain't many people getting in. Everybody thinks that they're going to their Christian church and all the Christians are going to heaven, which doesn't make sense since it says that it's a narrow path. The broad path is the path to destruction. So how can you be on a narrow path but celebrating pagan holidays when the scriptures clearly say don't do that stuff? So let's move on. One more. And I will give your pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So the pastors are supposed to be righteous. They're supposed to be bringing out the 100% truth. They're supposed to be humble, meek, not trying to gather your attention by making you marvel at their physical appearance with all the glitz and the glamour and the glory. And I could show you, let me show you those pastors real quick. Let me get that real quick. Matthew chapter 23. I'm gonna get these guys, I'm gonna take these guys down real quick, and then we're gonna move on. And we're gonna start from the top. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude of his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So these guys like those high places. All therefore whosoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So they're telling you, this is crazy. And I've had this happen to me before at a Christian church where it was sow a seed, come and help me. I need you to build all of my dog kennels for me. What does that have to do with the Bible? Help me move my stuff. Help me do this. Help me do that. For nothing. Just because I'm a member of the church, which they kicked me out of their church because I started teaching the Bible and started asking them questions on this book and breaking down the precepts correctly. And they were like, oh no, you got to go, boy. They done kicked me out. So, saying to the scribes and the Pharisees, the saying of Moses cease, therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, and that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and they do not. For They bind heavy burdens and grievous to be done, and lay them on the men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. They charge you for everything. They don't pay for anything, though. No, they use your money because they already took it from you. So you're getting taken. Yeah, they're the best con artists in the world. I mean, you're literally freely giving your hard-earned money to the same guy that would kick you out of his church if you didn't pay your yearly dues. If you don't buy the precept package, you got to pay. You got to give alms. You've got to be wearing the garments. How are you going to be a part of the church if you can't afford that? So right away, this church ain't for everybody. It's only for people with money so far. Let's keep going. But all their works they do to be seen of men, like riding in on a fucking horse, wearing all gold, with all your gold plastic, and acting like, no, this is righteousness. Everybody saw me, and they were so great and happy. Let Nathaniel enjoy his moment. His moment of what? Of wickedness? No, I'm not going to let anybody enjoy that. In fact, they do all their works. They do to be seen of men. But all their works they do to be seen of men. They make broad their felicitories and enlarge the borders of their garments. So, have you seen their garments lately? There's more. And love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the market, and to be called by men Rabbi, Rabbi, which means master, master. A lot of people are, Nate doesn't call himself master. No, he calls himself now General Nathanielika. So he's General Nathanielika. He's changed his name. It's the third time he's changed his name. You guys just don't fucking study and know anything. You just don't know anything, and then you go after the people that are trying to help you, thinking that they're trying to hurt you. You're gonna find out one day, and it's gonna be soon. Those people that you were hating against, they were sincere in their works, and you rejected them. I've been rejected by almost every single person. I don't even stand with nobody. You know why? Because I am only about this truth. And if you can't be in the truth with me, you can't stand with me. Let's move around. Let's move around. Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6, KJV. This is where the whole class started right here. This is where I started this class. It's 1 Timothy chapter 6 and 5, right? 1 Timothy chapter 6, starting at verse 3. If any man... You know what? Let's start from 1. Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of Yahweh and his doctrine be not blasphemed. Keep going. And they that have believing masters, let them not despise them, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. So, teach that. Exhort means to encourage. So teach and encourage people with what I just told you. Let me read it again. And they that have believing masters, the people that taught you, if they're in the 100% truth, let them not despise them, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. Let me keep going. If any man teaches otherwise, and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Hamashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, he is proud, knowing nothing. Let me read it again. And the doctrine which is according to godliness. So if he's not listen to this. If any man teaches otherwise and consent not to wholesome words. What are wholesome words? The 100% truth. The truth in this book. Even the words of Yahushua HaMashiach, to the doctrine which is according to godliness. What do? We remind ourselves. The person that's not doing this is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words. Like, charagma. Oh, that don't mean no, that don't mean this, that don't mean, yes it does. But you do that on purpose because you have a 501c3, and if you make a mistake, like you said, Nate, they will take money out of your account. You said that. We can't, you said that if we don't sin, that they will fine you, and you will have money extracted from your account. And you use the word, what you're really saying is, if we don't do what we're told, they'll fine us. That's a full 501c3 statement. And then you tried to blame it on sin. Oh, if they don't get us to sin. No, it's if you're getting money. None. I ain't had nobody reach into my bank account and take money. I preach I preach on the highways and the hedges. If they catch you preaching, they're going to take your money. He said that. You guys got to watch Nate, man. He be saying some scary ass shit. Just on a whole perverse level. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, and evil surmisings. What does the word surmise mean? This is really good. So he does evil surmisings. What does that mean? Supposing something is true without having evidence. Okay? Neat, right? Want me to read it again? Surmise. Supposing something is true without having evidence. So, what are they doing? They're surmising, which we these days call it gaslighting because it makes you doubt yourself and doubt what's going on. Let's keep going. One more. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. And what is it? So you're destitute of the truth. Supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. So if you think because a fucking 501c3 camp comes up on $100 million and then you clearly didn't look into how they got the money, but if you think that that's godliness, the Bible's telling you opposite. It's telling you opposite. It's telling you everything that this person's been doing wrong, and they're literally living it word for word right out of the wickedness of the Bible. Huh. You know what? This is how you identify a false prophet, though. This is how you identify false prophets. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7, KJV. I'm going to go right down to verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fires. Whereby their fruits ye shall know them. So if you're wicked, you're going to do wickedness. You're not going to do good. If you're good, you're going to do good and not wickedness. Or if you're righteous, you're going to stay in the righteousness or godliness. So when a camp takes a 501c3, they're making a deal with the government, saying, I'm going to do it your way, but I'm still going to teach the Bible, okay? And they're like, yeah, go ahead, do your thing. But then they start putting little things on, like, oh, no, you can't say that. And what it is if you violate the 501c3 contract, which is so vague, they can make anything a violation. I read it. It's like, wow. But there are certain things that they tell you you can't do. And one of them is to, like, you have to be in agreement with the popular opinion is what, and it's not written that way, but that's what it's saying. Let's jump back over into Matthew chapter 7, go back to first, go to 16. You should know them by, you know what, we already read all that. Let's jump around a little more. Let's go over to Jeremiah. No, yeah, let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 23, KJV. And we're going to go to, well, let's start at verse 9. Mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. Yeah, they took a 501c3. All my bones shake. I'm like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome, because of the Lord and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of adulterers. For because of the swearing of the land mourneth. I'm sorry, because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Lord. You can make it for a certain amount of time, but what's going to happen, no matter what, you took a bag, it's going to come to the surface, and everybody's going to see a difference in you. They're going to notice that you're changing. Your own congregation is asking you questions. They're wondering why. And you know what? You're not going to be able to answer them. Why are you wicked, Nate? Everybody hates me because you're wicked. Let me read it again. Both the prophet and priest are profane. Yea, my house have found their wickedness, saith Yahweh. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even in the year of their visitation, saith Yahweh. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal, and cursed my people Israel to error. So, when you're not teaching the 100% truth, you're prophesying Baal, because you're compromising the word. And if you're going to compromise the word, that means that you're not coming with the truth. You're an evildoer. You're just an evildoer. You're how would you say it? You're committing adultery against the truth. In fact, let me get that. Verse 14, I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also their hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. So they reward you for your wickedness. So in a 501c3, what do? They give you, it's a grant. You get money for saying the wrong thing. And that's how you strengthen the hands of evildoers, that none of them return from the wickedness. Because they can't come back from $100 million. For I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. Just remember that. I know I went back a little, but I had to read that, because that's what's going to happen. They're going down. I will build you up to destroy you. Don't think that a great abundance is a blessing. It's not, unless, it can be. It can be a blessing, but it depends on how you get your great abundance. And that's where people got it wrong. Well, I'm rich from my hard work. Nah, you're rich from robbing people. You steal. You're a thief. Okay. I'm going to read 2, 3. I'm going to read a couple more. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophet of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. Northern Kingdom going off. And I can prove it, how bad the Northern Kingdom went off, because I'm from the Northern Kingdom. I'm Native Nation. My grandmother is 100% Apache, and my grandfather is Cherokee. And what that means is what do we have? We had the spirit of the wolf, the eagle spirit, the cloud spirit, the sun god, the moon god, the rain god, the air, everything. We had gods for everything. That is going completely off. We're turning into Egyptians. Egyptians had 12 gods, one for each month of the year. Let me read a couple more though. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the word of the prophet that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahweh. We need to build a camp. We got to start a school. Where does it say that? I mean, we can gather ourselves together on the streets. We don't need to be in a building. In fact, it says that Yahweh doesn't dwell in buildings built with man's hands. So how could we see? So it's like a lot of contradiction when you're dealing with the false prophets. Let me keep going. They say still unto them that despise me, the Lord hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of their own heart, no evil shall come upon you. They're lying to you. They're doing it for a bag. That's all they're doing. Just lying. Make you feel good. In fact, you guys want that lie. You love being lied to. Let me prove it. Isaiah chapter 30, KJV. Let's prove that you guys love being lied to. Verse 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. You love to be lied to. You like that feel-good moment because you think that you can do the wickedness that's in your heart. That's where you got it all wrong, though. You can't. You've got to follow the instructions. Be humble. Let's get two more out of Jeremiah, or 3. They say still unto them that despise me, O Lord, hath said, ye shall have peace, and they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. Because they're lying to you. They're just giving you that feel-good message. For who hath stood in the counsel of Yahweh, and hath perceived and heard his words? Who hath marked his words and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievous upon the head of the wicked. You have marked yourself. You have marked yourself. You marked yourself when you put a 501c3 on, when you signed that 501c3 grant. I got more hate mail. In fact, I've got more publicity and hate mail since I called you out on that than I have in my whole life, Nate. But I'm gonna go ahead and read one more because I gotta bring this out just because we're doing this class. Romans chapter 8, KJV. So this is how we're gonna know right away. Let's go to verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind things of the flesh. So people that are covetous, worldly gain, without seeking the Most High. So they that are after the flesh do mind things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Skipping to verse 16. How are we going to know if you're a false prophet? How are we going to know if you're a fake? Verse 16, Romans 8 and 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And I got one more verse for you guys. I'm going to close it out here. And if you study with me, you already know where I'm going. Revelation chapter 22, KJV. And oh man, for all you false prophets, I have to bring this out. I have to. I must bring this one out for you. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's start at Revelation 22 and 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of this prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. 19. If any man shall take away from the words of this book, of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take his part out of the book of life, Nate. You're playing with your life. Out of the holy city and from the things which are written in the book. Let's back it up a little. Verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be. So what are your works? You think that you go to a Christian church celebrating Christmas and Easter and Halloween, when the scriptures clearly say that those are wicked, evil, pagan, satanic holidays? What are your works? You don't have any. You're going to show up and he's going to say, what are you doing here? I do not know you. And with that being said, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, I hope you're able to get something out of this message. Shalom.